decolonizing the African mind, we needed to have thought through the process itself, so that when we begin to attack the system, we know exactly at which angle are we focusing on. So on the top side is the politics and governance, which speaks basically of the legalities, the laws, the frameworks of managing the black mind, and how the colonial system is actually sitting there. When you hear the young politicians, even old politicians, talking about the rule of law, our constitution, our this, our that, you know that it is a recited information, which is already showing that your mind has been captured to think that a colonialist method of governance is superior to your own indigenous method of governance. So that needs to be decolonized. So our opposition parties and our leading parties, they don't need to get into power to manage a colonial system, but to transform it. Because all the legal systems, government institutions, are bodies of restrictions for black people to break into the space of business. So there are all the legalities. You can't do this. You must get a book for this. You must get a regulation for this. You must get a certificate for this. If you look at it very carefully, and you end up finding out, like even the issue of these illegal miners, who says they're illegal? Because a black man is holding gold is illegal. When an Anglo has been digging here for donkey years, they are legal miners. Why? Because the governance system allows only a few people to hold the gold. So even if you have gold underneath your house, you can't hold it.
You can't.
Because it's illegal. You must have a certificate from the government too. So the legality part, which for me becomes the very first, which is the governance and legality, needs to be decolonized. So that when a local person is holding their resources, they can't be illegal. Than the illegal multinational who is actually claiming that he has rights to your land and to hold your resources, which you can't hold yourself. And second on that will be the issue of education. Which is what I might want us to focus on the first part of the show itself.
I think it would be nice to start with education.
Education, and what is it? So I'll leave that, because that's what we're going to be discussing. And on the third part of that is the business and commerce. And what informs that? And there is banking also, right in the business space. Who is allowed to do business and who can't do business, and what kind of business? What are the means of transactions? And where is the money being kept, and how is it recycled? How do black people get finances, and how do they pay back their loans? What are these sureties, and who has the access to the land, which is the surety for the bank and the insurances? There's all this structure where you find that the business sits on when they're saying our economy is doing well. You hear them talking in an exciting way. Our economy. And you look at them very well and said, are you sure it is your economy? Which part of it is yours? You have all servants and slaves here. It's about employment to you as black people. To them, it's about ownership. 100%. So it's your governance systems, then comes your education, then comes your business and commerce. And thirdly on that, it becomes agriculture. Agriculture, and what does it inform? Who supplies food for us? We need to decolonize even the food itself, what we drink and what we eat. Because what without knowing it, the next level, which is the health, speaks to that. Because what we eat results in how we are being treated. So, and lots of rules there again. Who plants what, who does not plant what, which health system is acceptable, which medication is acceptable, which ones are not acceptable. And acceptable according to who? I mean, the other day talking about the Mhlonyana here and said, we have not done tests. Like hell no. Testing what when our people have been drinking this for the past 3,000 years? They've been testing it. Which other tests do you want to test? When Amakhutman are telling you that this is how we've been living for thousands.
According to whose standards?
According to whose standards. Then last but not least on that, then you have your entertainment and sporting. Even now, people are excited about sports. But you look at it, I mean, you look at Mlabalava, the old game, which was mathematical. 2 here, 3 there, 4 there. Roll them around into calculating, into adding, rather than just boys chasing a skin of a dead ox, which is a dead mind game. I'm sorry for soccer lovers. I'm a Pirates, I'm a Chelsea, I'm a Man United.
I'm a Highlander.
People buy Highlander. People buying uniforms and jerseys.
Shout out to Highlanders and Zimbs.
So you look at our entertainment and sports and how much colonization has gone in there. What we say sports right now, it's cricket, it's rugby, it's soccer, it's snooker, it's what? And you look at our African games.
It's tennis.
Sports.
So how are they building us, I think, is what he's touching on.
I guess.
And again, you find that a black man running an African company, he will take money to invest into white games. And what makes these games alive is simply because people are able to put money into it. The other day I noticed people were climbing trees. This is a sport. Can you believe? Climbing trees, literally, like riding bicycles. So can't we find our own indigenous games and make them commercial and also be able to put money into that? Then that speaks also to fashion and clothing. And lastly, that's my department, spirituality and religion. So when you're looking at decolonization as a project itself on these 7 pillars, then you need to understand that many people now rush to me when I'm talking about the Jesus story. No, they want to come and toy around me and say, hey, my friend, leave me with religion. There are 6 other departments there that equally need your mind. So all of us, professionally in our various spheres of skills, we need to go back into those spheres and influence the transformation and the decolonization that we need. So that not one man fighting only from the religious corner. But instead, the commercial guys must come forward, creating new banks, new insurance companies. The education guys must come in, creating new curriculums. The innovations and agricultural guys must be coming with indigenous plants and foods and diets and drinks and what. And so that the revolution burns the whole bush. For me, that becomes an all-inclusive.
Comes from all directions.
So don't come on these platforms and complain about what SBU is doing and what Panuel is not doing, what Maponga is not doing. People always have recommendations. You must be doing this. You must be doing this. I said, hell no, I don't work for you. Find your space in the struggle.
Yes.
Take your skills there. Start the transformation, even in small little things. Let the revolution be for all of us.